Have you ever thought of what to do with moments of disappointment, rejection, or hurt? I'm going to tell you how to channel these moments to help you propel yourself forward. I'm confident that every single person listening and watching has at some point in their life been made to feel small, insignificant, invisible. Listen closely, because within those moments you have two choices. One, you can allow it to define you, or you can use those moments to push forward. I'm going to tell you my story about how I use these moments to pave my path and change my life forever. Now let's take it back. I'm an inner city kid, born and raised in Dallas, went to school here in Dallas, a child of immigrants. My parents were refugees that came over here to the States with nothing and built a life. We didn't have much, but we had enough. And I was a socially awkward girl. I don't mean socially awkward as in quiet, kept to myself, didn't say much, but socially awkward with a lot of social anxiety and no filter, which is a recipe for disaster. As a teenager, you're just trying to figure out who you are. I didn't know who I was, but the entire world had nothing but influences, expectations, and opinions of what I was supposed to do and who I was supposed to be. And especially as a first-generation Chinese American eldest daughter, all the expectations in the world. What I like to call the life elevator. Go to school, make good grades, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids, rinse and repeat. But if there's one thing that I could say to 15-year-old Mai Lyn, it would be this. Thank you for saying no, and thank you for asking why. It is that inner voice that allowed me to lean in and critically think, are these the things that I want for myself? If 15-year-old Mai Lyn was this red circle that I am standing on right now, everything outside of that is the world telling me who I should be. Went on to school, went on to college, right here in Dallas, pursuing the degree that I wanted to. I was so proud that I stood in that and chose what I wanted without the support of family or friends. I graduated, decent grades, great internships, top honors, and I didn't have a job. I was broke. I was up to my eyeballs in debt, and I didn't land exactly where I thought I would be. It was a really disappointing moment for myself. Got that 9-to-5 desk job and was just surviving. It was a soul-sucking job. I was crunching numbers, something that I did not want to do. The whole point of me going to pursue journalism in the first place was to avoid numbers at all costs. Stats 101 really traumatized me. And even in that disappointment, I had to ask myself, how can I use this? Am I going to sit in self-pity, resentment, and depression? Or am I going to use this? So I stayed curious. I kept my eyes open, my mind open, and use this as a reminder that just as important as it is to know what you want, knowing what you don't want and what you don't like can also help you as well. So I started my blog. It was a way for me to have a creative outlet and to brush off my rusty skills at writing, as well as learn something new. And as I began to pour my heart and soul into this, I realized it brought me so much joy. My little corner on the internet that was all mine. And as it started to take off and started to grow, my friends and family could not understand why I was spending every spare moment pouring myself into this. Something that was truly so amazing and brought me so much happiness. It was lunch breaks. It was weekends. It was after work. It was not going to happy hour in order to grow what has now become a viable business for myself. And even though this venture brought me so much happiness and fulfillment, there were moments where I felt truly lonely. And I thought, there must be other people out there that feel what I feel. And I was looking for them. I wanted to share in this joy and achievement. So I went to my good friend Google, typed in Blogger Network Dallas, and saw that there were a bunch of meetups and signed up immediately. They had me at hors d'oeuvres. I was so excited, and little did I know that it would be this very happy hour that would be the catalyst that set me on the path that I am today. So let me walk you through what that experience was like for me. Happy hour was set at 6:30 at a trendy Dallas restaurant, very whiskey bar vibes, totally my jam. Hors d'oeuvres would be passed around, cocktails were flowing, and I was so looking forward to meeting my people. I thought this was going to be my community. I got dressed up, I put on a cute outfit, I did my hair, I did my makeup, and was just so excited to meet people. And let me tell you, making friends is hard enough as it is. Making friends as an adult, completely different story. Went to this event, and of course there were many pleasantries, but there was one moment that stuck out and will stay with me forever. I distinctly remember seeing this individual. I could tell she was in charge in some type of way, and as she made her way towards me, I was just really excited to meet this person. Just so many opportunities in this moment. Yet, as we connected in so many ways and so many gestures, she turned her nose up, looked at me, and said, "I don't get it." It was a swift side eye, a lift of the eyebrows, and that moment didn't last more than 20 seconds. Yet that impact would last me for a lifetime. I felt small, I felt invisible, and I felt that I didn't belong there. I brushed it off and continued to move forward and did not allow one moment to keep me from putting myself out there. I went to attend a few more events, not letting one moment deter me from continuing to put myself out there. But I quickly realized that this was a community that was not inclusive at all. There was not a seat at the table for me. There was not a way for me to fit in. And with that interaction so fresh, and in this realization, I asked myself, is it worth compromising who I am in order to find a seat at the table? Or what if I created the table? What if I created my own table with my own mismatched chairs? Would someone like me come? Would the girl with social anxiety, awkward, no filter, would she want to sit at that table with me? The answer is yes. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably wondering, so what? She didn't say anything egregious or hurtful. She just gave you a weird look, so what? How is this moment the moment that set you on your path? Now, I firmly believe that there are experiences and moments in our life that really do shape us, that are earth-shattering. But even more important are these unacknowledged moments, these micro moments, these paper cuts, these invisible hurts. And just like a paper cut, it stings a little bit, you move on. It stings a little bit, you move on. It's not a big enough wound that anyone is going to stop and ask you, are you okay? Do you need help? And at this point, I had accumulated enough paper cuts that had become a whole wound. And that wound started to fester. And I decided in this moment that I no longer wanted to feel this way. And neither did I want anyone ever to experience what I experienced. Fast forward, I built a successful business. I went national. I worked with global brands, was flown all across the country, featured in publications, spoken on panels, and I get to stand before you today to tell you my story. And most importantly, to tell you that my story is just beginning. If there are 3 things I want you to take away from my story tonight, let it be these. 1, think of a moment. What is that paper cut moment? What comes to mind? And how can you use it? 2, decide what you want to do with this moment and how you can channel it. Is it as simple as making sure no one ever feels the way that someone made you feel small? Is it joining a company that fully aligns with your value because, again, you realize what you didn't want? Or 3, starting a company, a blog, a business, because it allows you to stand in your truth and to find joy and fulfillment. And lastly, 3, thank these moments. These are life experiences and lessons that allow you to lean into your purpose the way I am allowed to lean into mine. Pivoting your perspective, flipping the script will allow you to propel your way forward and pave your path. Thank you so much. My name is Mai Lyn Ngo. Have a great night.